I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
О, опа-на! Если ты вел дневник, то это вообще, то это вообще легко. Надо будет только его найти. Удалил. И я продолжаю проходить игру под названием Genshin Impact. Так, Какоми вроде как где-то тут была. Так, ладно, неважно. Так, поехали. Так. Так.
I shall protect the lady of the clan.
Где статуя? Ой. Какая нафиг статуя? Точка телепортации. Я почему-то эти точки статуями, блядь, называю. Так, куда нам надо? Не понял юмора. Ну ладно.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Давай.
You must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay.
Что случилось?
Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did? We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
Кейдира. Что случилось?
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was, truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when...
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Ой.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji. You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would
that?
have to stay.
Все на тебя полагаются.
True, but that's not why I chose to stay here.
А почему?
And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone.
30... один из тех, у кого глаз бога забрали.
In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Опа-на! Если ты вел дневник, то это вообще легко. Надо будет только его найти.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
А где дневник-то, а? А вот он дневник. Так
Looks
просто.
like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, He told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more!
Так, что там?
I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine.
Давай. У меня, ребята, вопрос. Дневник лежал тут. Дневник лежал вот здесь вот. Вот, раз мы его так легко нашли. Как этот придурок... Нам сейчас говорят, что Кейдера потерял память. Внимание, вопрос. Что с ним такое случилось, что он потерял память? Да еще и дневник оставил на видном месте. Все идет к тому, что на него напали.
So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Где эта хрень? Только что же тут лежала. Так. Так. Сейчас я выйду отсюда. Стоп. Так. Используйте чувство стихии, чтобы найти следы от дневника. А чё раньше не сказали?
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Так.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Here we are. This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot.
Похоже на то.
The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village. Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar.
Так,
Where is that place again?
перевод. Так, перевод. Так, ага. Если мы расстанемся в этой войне, подожди меня в деревне Конда. Там будет для нас безопасный дом. Это здесь.
Huh. So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end. Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
А ты уверена, что надо отдавать это все ему, а? А вдруг его возлюбленная погибла на войне, а?
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision, love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
Тебе, наверное, тяжело?
No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream.
Ты все еще хочешь уйти?
I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her?
Слушай, мы вернулись и... Слушай, мы нашли твой дневник. Дневник вроде как еще не заполнен. Так я предлагаю тебе продолжить его вести. Написать то, что типа так и так. Со мной случилось что-то, это не то, и я потерял память. Вот так вот.
When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness, the feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad.
Так, забудь причину, по которой Рэй грустишь, это самое грустное. Давайте повеселимся над Паймон. Забудь причину, по которой грустишь, это самое грустное.
Seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying.
Я
If you
думал,
lose your
Паймон.
vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too.
У меня, ребята, вопрос. Относится ли это к нашему путешественнику, То есть, ребят, смотрите, насколько как я понял, глаз бога это что-то вроде, это что-то вроде флешки, хотя нет, что-то вроде носителя информации о человеке. Внимание, вопрос, каким образом, кстати говоря, ребята, я что-то забыл, каким образом я получил глаз бога? Просто прикоснувшись к статуе ветра?
That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person.
Да, пошли.
According to Miss Kamisato,
О!
the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
35 ранг. Опа, а это еще что такое? Так. Опыт и ранг приключений. Существуют разные способы получения опыта приключений и повышения своего ранга. Завершайте задания, открывайте сундуки, выполняйте поручения из лицензии искателя приключений. Восстанавливайте цветки Возвышение надо пройти. Возвышение ранга. Так, мне нужно будет к концу этого ранга пройти возвышение. Я понял. А кстати, ой, блядь. Ну-ка. Так. Возвысить мы тебя можем. Ой. 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 А мне не хватает... Ой, а мне не хватает куска бриллианта. Три штуки, да? Так. Горы буревестника. Так. Так. Теперь нам надо сюда. Так. Так. Так, надо будет гильдию открыть. Так, а это что? А, это мельница. Я вас понял.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
Стычка какая-то.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation. How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Что за рацион? Это как консерва?
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by.
Я путешественник.
We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the... It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
На него также напали и забрали глаз бога.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Так.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to.
Говорят, ты лишился глаза бога.
That's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details.
Опа!
All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Действительно.
But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Да чё с этими пиратиками разговаривать? Давайте выбьем у них всю информацию и все. Так, ребят, знаете что? Прежде чем мы туда пойдем, давайте зайдем в гильдию. О! Нет никаких поручений, не... Стоп, что? Все в порядке. Сейрай. Так. Еще одна Катерина. Да не, я просто путешествую по регионам. Что? Я тоже хочу телепортироваться. Я так и знал, что она рофлит.
Ad Astra Abyssos.
Так. Забираем награды.
Why do you explorers make the same mistakes over and over again?
Come, try some creative cooking.
Так, куда нам? А, нам аж туда. Нет, нет, это мы еще не открывали. А это что такое? А это Сумеру, да? Так, поручение мы пройдем, но не сейчас. Мне надо было... Мне нужно было этот... Мне нужно было забрать эти данные. Какие, блядь, данные? Мне нужно было этот... забрать... очки. А, вот.
We really outdid ourselves this time.
Так.
All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean,
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in Hoarder history.
You demand, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Давай.
Another test subject. Fry!
Dodge this! Hero, take this!
I got careless.
I didn't feel that.
Так, ультовать пока я не буду. Минус второй. Минус третий.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Сначала расскажи все, что знаешь о Куросаве.
Kurosawa? Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Да, говори.
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back.
Но мы тебя спалили, поэтому давай, открывай коробку.
But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
Мы вам коробку, а вы нас отпустите.
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Открывай.
What the?
Что за?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. Rick, we better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Да, а то да, не попадайтесь нам больше на глаза, а то если мы снова встретимся, я вас всех убью.
Yes, of course. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Так.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help, or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about?
эти расписки.
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So
that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions, and no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Да он памяти лишился.
I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
Так.
But we didn't buy anything.
Ну, как бы...
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree? Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed.
Давай.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa... Let's go talk to Kurosawa again and see if he can remember anything.
Так, сколько мы снимаем? Так, ребят, я думаю, что мы на этом-то можем и закончить.